his leg. And before he knew it, Geppetto said, "Pinocchio, have you come alive?" Pinocchio was telling the truth, and he shook his head no. But then Geppetto said, "I'm going to play a song and see what happens." All right, clap everybody to the music. Good job. Now everybody clap for Pinocchio. Well, thank you very much. You may sit down. So Pinocchio sat down again, and Geppetto said, "How did you come alive?" And Pinocchio said, "It happened when my fairy godmother came, and she raised her wand like that, and all I know, I could move my legs, I could move my arms like this, and now I want to go to school," he said. "You want to go to school?" "Uh-huh. Well, if you promise to be a good boy, will you be a good boy if I send you to school?" "Yes, and I'll just walk to school like this." So, sure enough, Pinocchio went to school. And the first class he had at school was, sorry, it's okay, you could just hold that, was dance class. Okay. Just a moment. Well, as the day wore on, other students started to become interested in Pinocchio because, after all, they were made with real skin like you
I'm still
are.
going.
But he only, yes, and he keep going, and he still was only made out of wood. So they thought maybe they could trick him and get him to do. Some bad kids came along and said, "Hey, Pinocchio, why don't you be friends with us? Your father didn't tell you that you always had to tell the truth, did he?" And Pinocchio said, "Well, yes, he did. He said I needed to always tell the truth." But Pinocchio, well, you're just made out of wood. No wonder you only tell the truth, because you're not like us. Well, that hurt Pinocchio very bad, because he wanted to be just like them. And he didn't. And even though he loved Geppetto so much, he said, "Well, what is it you want me to do?" "Sit down, Pinocchio, we'll tell you." "Oh, I couldn't do that." "Well, then you're not like us." "Well, maybe you won't know." "Okay, I'll do it." They wanted him to steal candy from the store. So Pinocchio walked into the store, and they hid behind the corner because they were cowards and bullies. He walked in, and he looked that way, and he looked that way, and he bent down, and he took the candy, and he ran back out. And when he gave the candy to the boys around the corner, that were around the corner, he gave it to them. And they said, "Good job, Pinocchio, we like you now." And he felt good about that. He was like, "Yay, I belong now." So he went home, and he sat on Geppetto's lap that night, and Geppetto said, "Were you an honest boy at school? Because I sent you to school, even though you're only made of wood." He said, I was honest." Was he honest?
No.
How do you think he felt inside telling Geppetto that he was honest, but he wasn't honest? Bad or good? Yeah, right? And you know what started happening? His nose started to get a little bit longer, but no one noticed. It was just a little bit longer. Right. So that night, Geppetto played another song.
Getting them all clapping.
And then he went to sleep. And he was happy because he had friends at school. At least that's what he thought they were his friends. Do you think they were real friends?
No.
Went to school the next day. Keep videotaping, you're doing great. Is it still going?
Mm-hmm.
And then the friend said, "Hey, Pinocchio, we want you to do something else." And he said, "Oh, no, I told my father I would be an honest boy. I don't want to do any more lying." He said, "Oh, then we're not your friend." And he said, "Oh, no, I want you to be my friend because I want a real boy like you."
It's on a square.
And then, so they said, "Well, we want you to go steal the teacher's pen out of her desk."
What?
I could never do that. I could never steal the teacher's pen. You can let go. I could never steal the teacher's pen out of her desk. You're not a friend. Okay, I'll do it. So he walked over to the teacher's desk and he took the pen out of her desk and he gave it to the boys who were waiting around the corner. Well, that night when he went home and he sat on Geppetto's lap, he could barely even look at Geppetto's face. "Pinocchio, why aren't you looking me in the eye?" "Oh, I had an okay day." "Were you a good boy? Were you honest?" Yeah. Well, as soon as he said that, his nose grew out to here, and Geppetto looked, and he couldn't believe what he was seeing. And his time came that he had to say, "Pinocchio, I know that means you're not telling the truth. What we need to do is do what something that Mr. Cowell said." What did Mr. Cowell say in your drama class if you make a mistake? Because remember that Carson had the toy accidentally? He said to say, "But you know what? No big deal. And you know you can ask for forgiveness." "I can ask for forgiveness?" "Of course you can. Because that's a very big thing that you can ask for forgiveness. Not everybody wants to do that." "Well, I want to do it." Pinocchio said he wanted to do it. And that was the whole thing right there. And who can I ask forgiveness to? You could ask forgiveness from the teacher that you stole the pen. And you could ask forgiveness from the person that you stole the candy from. "I'll do it right away." And so he did. He went back and he offered forgiveness. And guess what? His nose went back to the regular size. And he danced the happiest dance he ever danced. Do you want to see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do your thing.
And that was very Pono thing to do too. Who can sing Hawaii Pono me? Have you remembered that one? Let's start. Hawaii Pono. I'll have to practice that one though. Wouldn't that be a neat way to end the story? Thank you very much for filling
Can you end the story?
That was pretty much the end of the story, is that he asked for forgiveness and he became a real boy, actually. In the end of the story, he got
he
skin
became a
like
real
you.
boy, and then he didn't have a long nose anymore.
No, he became just like you, a beautiful child.
Yeah, but he had a blue hat on.
So yeah, they changed. Okay, who wants to make one? Okay.
Do I
okay,
still
we
keep
didn't get a
going?
chance.
I didn't get a chance.
Do I still keep going?